Hi everyone, Kendall here from Lousy Llama Creations. Today we're going to be making the Axolotl crochet purse. You're going to need a 5mm crochet hook, dark pink or light pink, or your base color plus a complementary color, white, black, 12mm safety eyes, stitch markers. I'll use the locking type and I think that would be really helpful for this one, tapestry needle, and scissors, of course. I have the pattern linked down below. It's a PDF and it has all the pictures you need. It goes through every stitch and it's just there if you need a little bit more help. Something very important in this video. In the beginning, you're going to be seeing me work on the frog purse. That's because they're made the same way. So when I'm showing the bases, the strap, and assembling the purse and the belly, you're going to see it on green yarn. It is the exact same for this. You'll see the pink when we start working on the gills and embroidery details and the eyes and all of that. But just so you don't freak out when I start the video, if I say anything like frog, it's the same for the axolotl. Let's jump right in. Now we're going to make two big green bases, and this is what's going to be like the majority or the base of our purse. Bear in mind this is a confident beginner pattern, so I'm going to make a magic ring. I'm going to make single crochets. If you have no idea how to do that, the PDF of the pattern does have step-by-step pictures of how to do a magic ring and single crochet, as well as my YouTube channel has other videos, but that's not what the point of this video is today. So I'm gonna start with my cat Cashew. Hey buddy, why don't you sit down? Thank you. I'm gonna start by making my magic ring. I'm gonna make an X with the green yarn. I have my 5.0mm hook, go under, over. Try not to split your yarn like I did. I'm going to do one chain, and then I'm going to make my 6 single crochets. So something you might notice throughout the video is that I yarn under for my single crochets. Nothing wrong with that. It doesn't really make a difference. Technically it makes the purse slightly smaller, but I've made it both ways and I don't see a difference. But if you're watching the video and you're like, what on earth is she doing? That's what I'm doing. I think they're faster. Have my 6 single crochets for round 1, pull my tail, and I have a circle. All pieces will be worked in a spiral, so we're not joining or anything like that unless specified. I put my stitch marker in the last stitch that I make. Round 2 is increase 6 times. An increase is 2 single crochets in each stitch. So I'm going to put my hook into my first stitch, which is a little tight today. A lot tight today. Oof, there we go. 1 single crochet, and then within the same stitch, I'll add a second. And that was 1 increase. I'm going to repeat that for all 6 so that our 6 single crochets become 12. Just finished the 12, putting my stitch marker back in. I switched to my furls hook because my cat's chewed on my favorite prim hook and it catches on the yarn. So I'll be getting a new hook, but in the meantime, I'll be using my furls, which I love. That was round 2. Round 3, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch. So you go 1 and then a double. Repeat that around so you have 18 stitches. Round 4 is 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 in the next, 1, and then an increase. So you have 1, 1, double. I'm not going to show you the rest of this, but you're going to continue this till round 15. So the next round will be 3 single crochets and then an increase. Round after, 4 single crochets and then an increase, all the way up to 13 single crochets and an increase. You should have 90 stitches for the circle at the very end. It'll be relatively this size. You'll make 2 of these bases, and that's going to be the majority of the purse. So I'm going to hop off camera. I'm going to make my 2 bases, and then we'll come back together to do the strap. For the strap, I chained 200. If you want it to be a little longer or a little shorter, you can do that. Just bear in mind you should have like at least 90 chains because this wraps around the whole base of the purse and then it's the strap. For row 1, you're going to single crochet in the second chain from hook, and then all the way down the row. One single crochet into every single stitch. You're then going to chain one and turn, and you're going to repeat this for a total of 4 rows. So you have a strap like this. We're working long ways because you're going to love how easy it is to attach it to the purse. So I'm going to go ahead and work on my strap, which will take a little bit, but it'll be worth it because we don't want too much stretch or any weird tension things with our strap just because it does so much. So I'm going to hop off and do that, and then we'll make the belly and the eyes. To finish up my strap, I'm going to fold it in half so that my ends are next to each other. And you want to make sure that your strap isn't twisted at all. Might want to check a few times because it will not work. It'll be very annoying. See, nice and flat, flat, flat. There we go. So all the way at the end, I'm going to use one of my tails and put my tapestry needle on. And we're going to sew our 2 ends together to make one big circle. Because this is going to be at the bottom of the bag, I go through it quite a few times with both tails, just going back and forth, and then I'll weave in my ends. To actually assemble our bag, we're going to take our flat base panels, and you're going to notice because of all our increases that it sort of makes a hexagon, which is perfect and exactly what we need. Excuse me, Peanut. I want to take my stitch markers and mark the opening and closing based off the increases or the corners of our hexagon. It doesn't have to be exactly even, the right stitches about is totally okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take my strap. I want this to be on the inside, so I'm kind of flipping it inside out. I'm going to place it at the bottom and use another stitch marker to stitch it onto the base. And then I'm going to kind of push my strap around and line it up. I'm going to be starting with our left corner. This is my front, our right side. Hold it together. Then you can move your stitch marker going through both if you find that a little easier. With my yarn, my working yarn, I'm going to make a slip knot, put it on my hook, just like I'm starting a new piece. And then I'm going to go into the corner, going through the base. Let's move this guy out of the way. Going through the base and then onto the strap and making a single crochet. And we're going to repeat this all the way around. So going through the base and then through the strap. I'm single crocheting, making it all one piece. You're going to do this all the way around till you reach your other end, because this will be our purse opening. Fasten off, and then you'll repeat the same thing on the back side with your second panel. Now that our bag's all assembled, we have to make all the details to make this actually look like a frog. So with our white yarn, we're going to be doing similar to our base. We're going to go from the beginning of our magic circle with 6 single crochets to 6 increases, all the way up to single crochet 5, increase, repeat 6 times. That will give us a circle about yay big, and then we'll sew it onto the belly. So we're officially done with everything that's different from the frog purse, which is why I have my axolotl purse. So our base is exactly the same, just in the pink, and our belly is the same, of 6 single crochets all the way up to increase 1 and then 5 single crochets round. And this will be our belly, same as a frog. I'm gonna go right there when I sew it, but let's make some gills, because that's what's gonna make our axolotl look like an axolotl. I chose to do my second color in hot pink. So I moved my cat out of the way. I swear, she hears me filming and she's like, oh, it's time to come sit on the desk. So for our gills, I'm going to start with our magic ring. And we're going to put 8 single crochets into it. And then we're going to pull to close it. We're now going to do 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch, because there's 8, 1 row is 8, and then Both rows have a total of 8 stitches, but because it's so small, I don't like using a stitch marker, so I'm just going to count to 16, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. I'm going to trim the middle tail just so it stays out of the way. I'm going to fold the piece in half so that our stitch that we just made is on this side with my hook. We're going to do 1 chain, and then we're going to single crochet through both layers to close up the gill. You don't have to excuse Peanut walking across the screen. So I'm going to insert my hook into one side and into the opposite. And you should have 4 single crochets if you go through all 8 of the stitches, but it's okay if you decide to add 1 more or you have 1 less, as long as it's closed. See, now it's kind of one piece and it's not a circle anymore. I'm going to cut, and that's how we're going to make our gills. You're going to want to make 6 of them. When we sew on our gills, you're going to put 3 on each side. Along here, here's the opening so the gills go on the side. Now we're going to add the eyes and the smile. So I went back and forth on if I should crochet the eyes or use safety eyes, and I ended up going with 12mm safety eyes just because I liked how clean they look. So I haven't put the backs in, but I like placing the eyes first, and then we'll embroider the smile. We're going to try this without Peanut's help. I place my 2 eyes in. I don't have the back so I can line it up. From the back, I'm going to pull through, leave a few inches, and I'm going to go over. I'm going about 3 stitches over, and I'm going to repeat the same thing here. So we don't want 1 straight line, we want 2 smaller ones. Just like that. Then I'm going from the back, I'm going under the straight line, and I'm going to pull this down. And I'm going to repeat on the other side. 1 and 2. Oh, there we go. And then you can kind of straighten it out a little bit with your fingers, pull tension a little bit. I'm going to knot mine in the back. Don't pull crazy tight because you don't want to mess up all your hard work. But you want it snug because we're not weaving it in because of the black yarn on the pink. Perfect, and now we can put the backs on our eyes because I like the placement of the eyes. Again, these are 12mm. I get mine from Amazon. And I have no idea where my other back is, so I will do that later. Don't forget you're going to sew the gills along the sides, and then our white belly. So we have the perfect axolotl. Thank you so much for joining me today as we made the axolotl purse. I made this design probably about a year ago, and once I shared it, everyone was like, where's the pattern, where's the pattern? And I never typed it up. So it's officially typed up, it officially has this video. If you have any questions, please comment them down below or reach out to me through email or through social media, which is finicky. If you really need a question answered, ask me over email. If you share on social media, please tag me at Lazy Llama Creations. I would really love to see it. I hope they come out super cute and you can use so many fun colors. Once again, my name is Kendall. I'm from Lazy Llama Creations, and I'll see you in the next video.